Hi, welcome to my political show, Kavindu Political Times. Before starting the show, hit the like button and subscribe to my show. Now let's get started. Today on the show, we're going to talk about assassination of the Haiti's president's assassination in Haiti and many more. It's a pretty wobbly situation in Haiti, but let's get now started. Let's talk about Haiti first of all. The president of Haiti was assassinated at his own house. That's not a very good way, is it? Now this kind of proves that the lack of stability in Haiti right now. I mean, it's pretty much bad. The Haitian people right now has no stability. There have been a civil war broken out, rising food costs, lack of many things, and pretty much the country is destabilized. And there have been no general election for a very long time. There's no functioning parliament. There is, but it's not quite functioning. As a result, with his death, Haiti could go down even further into a situation. The only question is going to be is, will this country be pushed into its brink? Will the end is inevitable? Because at the moment, there is no good news. Now, according for many information around is that they are looking for the suspects who did the killing. Now, previous description claims they were Spanish people who spoke English and Spanish. And they even used a decoy claiming they were from the DEA. Now, look, this made a lot of confusion. The State Department has cleared there is no US involvement in this whatsoever. I mean, come on, who does that? No one does something like that. End of the day, that's a concern. This is my problem. The acting prime minister in Haiti is not technically appointed because the president, before he passed away, he had appointed someone else to replace him. So that's very interesting. So I don't know much about the constitution, but he has to appoint himself to run the country. But there is someone who also wanted the job in the same time. So it's interesting. End of the day, this is not looking good for the Haitian people. It's pretty bad. And this is what happens when things go out on the edge. Something all should learn, especially Trump supporters. This is what instability looks like, if you don't know, if other part of the coin. Now, of course, Donald Trump. Oh God, I keep talk about him. But I think it's impressive he's able to stay in news. And let's talk about Donald Trump's newest dumb shit. Now, he has put a lawsuit against Facebook and Twitter and social media networks saying they have technically unfairly have banned him. This is the problem. The social media networks have the full right to decide who violates their regulations and who does not. And as a result, Donald Trump has no case on this. In fact, it's not me telling, it's the world of lawyers and the world of law claim this is the most bullshit lawsuit ever. Because you can't say it's forceful when they kept you through everything you put through Twitter and Facebook. The racists, the racist chants, white supremacy, they did not stop him when he was president. Simple fact. And look, this is something to be concerned, not because of him in general. The power social media networks do have. But that's a story for another day. Let the Congress decide that factor out. Let the world decide that. Donald Trump's lawsuit is bullshit and don't have any hopes on that. And also, Donald Trump will not be reinstated as president in August 13. Please, my pillow guy, please smudge yourself with a pillow if you don't believe anyone with common sense. Moving on from that. Now, of course, as comes around, Boris now thinks about it. Joe Biden right now is looking to push his agenda about the infrastructure agenda. Now there are 10 bipartisan senators who are supporting him from the GOP with $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. Now it's not big as what President Biden wanted, but it will serve enough for now. At least it will serve for now, which is fine by me. And many political critics might say that what Democrats need to do before the midterms is to get many agendas achieved as possible and don't let the GOP stop them or block them. And people like Senator Joe Manchin needs to understand that. If Joe Manchin keeps not getting the filibuster out, the Democrats won't able to hold on in the midterms because traditionally the governing party tends to lose the midterms because the opposition party always block those bills. They're never able to get done things fully achieved. Think about Obama in 2010, what approximately happened. I mean, despite because of Obama, United States as the most stable economy since the 2008 world recession, he couldn't get the Democrats the midterms, which is incredibly interesting. Of course, that's why Biden agenda has to be forward no matter what. And it's interesting when some senators shamefully claiming what they are doing. A senator from Texas, he's saying the next plan in the next 18 months is to stop the Biden agenda from going forward, slow it down, so to get the midterms. I love how the GOP keeps saying how they can do something. I love how the GOP says that, like saying, we are going to kill you. And it's like, thank you for informing me. Now I'm going to escape. That's exactly what he did. What bloody political mind does the goddamn senator have right now? You got to think how stupid he is. But whatever said and done, let the GOP fool around with their dipshit around, of course, because that's stupidity that they have to deal with. And of course, moving on from that, let's talk about the UK. The UK's goal of reopening and removing major COVID-19 restrictions are now going to happen, despite cases are rising. Now first, listen to me. There's a reason. Now the Delta variant is now a major threat. But people who are vaccinated are safe. And the country in the UK as a country can't stay closed for any longer. The country has to open up sometime, some way. Because there's an economy that needs to go on. And for some people, they have to get back to their lives no matter what. So the country has to open up. Now, doctors and scientists are saying it's wrong, it's unethical. This is my point. When will the doctors ever say it's the right time to open up a country? Because whenever you open a country in the middle of a pandemic, either way, the pandemic is never going to go away. So you have to have faith on people to wear the masks. It's a very simple logic. That's why that's why the British government is going to open up the country once more. That's the reason. They have to. Because people deserve that. End of the day. And not only that, that's a fact end of the day. And I accept their concerns. I personally think it's a bit concerning, but it's not acute case anymore. The country has to open up, like the US will very much soon open up, since they managed almost 60 to 67% people are now vaccinated. The 70% goal haven't reached yet, but they will get there, of course. Now, of course, the Delta variant also affecting another part of the world, Asia. Now the Delta part is affecting Asia significantly as it came from India. The Delta variant is spreading quicker than anything else. The big question is though is this. Is the Delta variant going to threaten major reopenings around the world? The answer is might be. But should you consider as a threat? No. The country has to open up whether we like it or not. That's how it's going to be. Now let's talk about the Tokyo Olympics. Now this is not a sports show, but it's politics, obviously. Now, the Tokyo Politics began as a very profitable tourism-minded event to give the Japanese economy a boost. Fast forward few longer, then it became into sort of pandemic period tournament. Then they paused it. Then they recreated it. Here we are. Now, no spectators will be allowed to go in to watch the events. Of course, that's because of the pandemic. Now, politically for the Japanese government, this is becoming a bombshell. The people are protesting, some experts are protesting that this is unsafe. Politically though, they have to put this event through for the geopolitical reason. Many countries are not willing to sacrifice their Olympic opportunities because of Japan's issues. They need the Olympics to go on. Remember, Olympics is about global geopolitics. From the 1930s, from the mid-30s, Berlin Olympics to where we are right now, that's the reality. Olympics is about geopower, geopolitics. I mean, imagine this. Back in the 1980s, when the Soviet Union in the mid-70s went on to beat United States in a hockey game, it was bad. It was a defeat of geopolitics. That's how what Olympics are. If there's young people you don't know, take your phones and your speakers off, read some books for a change, and learn it more about the Soviet Union and the Russian, Soviet Union and the US conflict a little bit. It's exactly the world we're living in. Now it's China and the US battling against each other in a certain term. Because China is the new Soviet Union. Technologically advanced, not quite, but they claim they are. Same time. That's what the acceptance of the issue. So end of the day, these issues that we talked about are essential in the way. So thank you very much for joining me on the show. Thank you very much.